So let's move on to how do we share, how do we connect, contacting and connecting. Let's get to the business of actually building your business so you can get the benefits of creating that diamond life yourselves. Put your hands together for the amazing diamond, Cristina Williams.
Good morning. Am I on? Can you hear me? Can you hear me at the back? Okay, so I just thought I need a clicker. Before I jump into that part of my talk, which is contacting and connecting, I just want to clarify, I don't just slide hot dogs across the floor to my kids all the time anymore. I don't beat them up, okay? They're fine. Little kids are not doing too bad. And I just want to make a point which actually Sally touched on. There is a time when you do have to sacrifice. Sometimes we think, people ask me, how do you build it with balance? You don't. I don't know how, anyway. You don't. We had to put things to the side for a while. We had to tell the kids for a year, for example, guys, I'm sorry, no sports, no extracurricular. We are putting our heads down. Give mum and dad a year to change our lives, please. And it was a family effort, and I tell you what, because of that, now those kids that were, having to have hot dogs off the floor and cancel sports, they've been able to go now into a life that we couldn't have even imagined for them before. They're in brand new schools. Now we said go for it. Now they're part of the fishing club, the cooking club, the football club. I mean, we've opened the gates and it's ridiculous. And what's that? Trumpet. The trumpet as well. And you know what? This will give you, if you invest into it, this will give you that back. That's why we share this. That's why we're having this talk. We had a situation with one of our sons last year where he had some issues, emotional issues. I want to go into the detail, but we needed to get him some help. And thanks to a Seer, we were able to search where the specialist, the best person in the world was. Mel and I got on a plane and we spent a week with our son at this treatment center in Atlanta. And, we couldn't have had that option a year and a half, 2 years ago. Health is a currency. Sacrifice today so you can live the rest of your life the way you want to live. So those sacrifices that we made with the kids, invest into your family so you can have those choices too. Anyway, I just wanted to make that point because they're not suffering anymore, okay? Okay, so I've got a lot to cover, so I'm going to speed talk a little bit here. 5 steps to success in terms of contacting and inviting. I know a lot of you came out of yesterday super excited, really motivated that, you want to do this. You've seen the vision. Mal's talk this morning was really great on just how big this is. But is anybody out there wondering, okay, but what do I do on Monday? What do I say? What do I say next? I'm one who loves instructions. So what we're going to go through in the next 15 minutes is know what you're in, okay? Because you can't talk about something you don't really understand. And sometimes we undersell what we're really doing. Know who you're looking for. Know what to say to them when you find them. Prepare for objections and follow up. Woo! Let's do this, right? But who's with me? You just want to know what to do. I got to that point where I could see Malcolm's business growing. I could see all the leaders going. And I thought, oh my gosh, I'm going to get left behind. I'm committed. I see the vision. But somebody give me clear instructions because I'm ready. Okay, I'm ready to go do it. So this, by the way, is not the be all and end all. There's 100 different ways up the mountain, but I'm just sharing some ways that you might want to adopt for yourself. So firstly, we need to understand what in the world am I in? We really need to understand the opportunity, both the breakthrough and the opportunity. I'm not going to read through that, but I invite you to come up with a couple of paragraphs that sums up for you what a seer is. Sometimes you've seen me do my 5 points before, and I'm going to do them now. This is really how I explain this, okay? When somebody says, what is a seer? I say, well, look, I can explain it very simply. We're made of cells. We're a big bag of cells. Not all cells are healthy all the time. They do a constant job of protection, repairing, and replacing. We now know, thanks to research and to Nobel Prizes of 1998, that the molecules responsible for these ongoing processes are called redox signaling molecules. Now, the sad news is that you and I don't make enough. Our levels are declining, as they do anyway, because of age, but also because of the toxicity in the environment. This is leading to disease and lots of health issues. Well, we don't have to end the story there. The Seer company has provided an answer to this crisis by making, and they're the first and only people in the world who have been able to put these incredible molecules into a consumable form. Now, those 5 points really is just a very simple go through what we have. You need to know what the difference is, because the moment you start talking about a health product, people think, I've heard about so many things before. I've got oils and powders and shakes and waters. So you need to be very quickly able to explain that this is a breakthrough, that it is unique, they don't have it in their cupboard already, that it's native to the body, and that it's extremely powerful. So those 5 points, again, you want to make me take a screenshot of this. This is just my way of being able to, you can go through and do a 2-hour seminar on each point, but you can also do this in 2 minutes. And you need to be able to explain this and simplify it. I loved Wayne's talk yesterday. Can we give him a hand? That was just amazing. I've already asked him, can you please come and do that on Zoom for us? And, you know, I love that talk, but I think Wayne would tell you this yourself. You don't have to be Wayne. Please don't take all that information and try and give it to somebody at the first conversation. That information mainly is for you and me to understand what we have and to gain confidence and to really know what we've got. But you don't have to transmit that. For you, it's as easy as we're made of cells, they're not all healthy. Molecules called redox are keeping the process going of repair, protection, and replacement. We don't make enough, now we can make more. Now we can have more. That's it. Okay, super simple. So when somebody comes to you and asks you, what do? Don't minimize it. This is a great opportunity. So if we're talking about connection and having conversations, this is really something that is asked of you every day. Do you have a straight answer for this? Do you have a straight answer? So first place, you need to know what you're in. You need to know what you're in and be able to explain it very simply in 5 points or however many points you want, but easy transmission of what a seer is. You need to know that. Secondly, you need to know what you do, because that's different to what the product is. What you do is you're a headhunter. I mean, if you're here as a product user, then yes, all you need to know is about explaining a seer as a product. But what you do is different, and I find this is a stumbling block. Sometimes people ask you what you do, and we go into a 2-hour seminar about redox signaling and reductants and ox, and that's not what we do. We're in the people business, as Mal highlighted. So my answer to what I do is a little bit of, I work with a US medical biotech. It's a new field of science called redox signaling. We're bringing to market a cellular health technology. It's a massive advancement in the world of health, longevity, and beauty. Look, right now, me and my team, we're really busy connecting with individuals here in Malaysia or here in Adelaide, wherever you are, and we're looking for people who are open to generating a residual income, or I'll say something that's relevant to them. We're looking for visionaries in the health industry, if that's where they're at, or we're looking for people who are entrepreneurial and who want to help us get this global advancement to market, this market to the global stage. Very clearly, it's important to know what we're not. What we're not doing is we're not selling. We are so, you know, we're pioneers. We don't need to sell. Our job is to educate, because when people are educated on what this is, they want it. Unlike other network marketing companies where you're basically going, please buy my XYZ, and they can get it anywhere, you know, this is an amazing special protein water juice with a berry, and then you're competing with all the other ones. We have zero competition. It's very easy to create curiosity because no one's heard about it. It's very easy to lock in loyalty because they can't get it anywhere else. So be clear about your action when you're reaching out to people. You are not selling, you're educating. You're not chasing, you are attracting. You're not pushing, you're resolving. What are you resolving? You're resolving their issues. And please be clear, you're not a doctor, you are a specialist. You are a specialist because this is an incredible field that's absolutely bubbling and tipped to be one of the greatest, most busy advancements. We're going to see research, we're going to see conferences. you just happen to be one of the first few people who know about this. So that makes you a specialist. Not in health, right? In a seer. We're not convincing anybody, we have to exude conviction. So what are you? You're a specialist, you're a visionary, you're an entrepreneur. You're in this room because you're in the prime seat to bring an advancement to the world. Whether you realize that or not, that's how big this is. And what you do with it really is up to your imagination. So know who you're looking for. That's very clear. Sometimes you're having a conversation with somebody. Has it ever happened to you? You're having a conversation, and as you're digesting what they're saying, you're thinking, mate, I don't even want you in my business. Like, I'm not looking for you and you're not looking for me. You ever had that conversation where you go, wait, this is not the target audience. Be comfortable that you don't want everybody. You are out there to meet a need, a health need, somebody who wants to improve their athletic performance. You're out there to meet the people that want to look younger, feel stronger, live longer. And you're out there looking for the entrepreneurs. Now, what's easy when you know who you're looking for, it's much easier to be able to have those conversations and ask those questions that will lead you to a positive outcome with them, will lead you to create curiosity, which is what you want to achieve. I get this question a lot. Where do you find them? People are everywhere, you know? I mean, it sounds obvious, but they're everywhere. There's people in your immediate circle that are well known to you, that you probably haven't even spoken to first. Why? Maybe you've prejudged them. There's people that are not that well known to you, but you can reach out to you. You can reach out to them. How do you reach out to somebody you haven't spoken to in 10 years? You still the same way to someone you spoke to yesterday. But you acknowledge whatever the elephant in the room is. If you're kind of thinking, oh, I haven't spoken to Jono for 10 years, you call Jono up and you say, Jono, I can't believe we haven't spoken in 10 years. And then you move on with the same conversation, right? So acknowledge the elephant in the room. You can go into casual networking. There's events, both physical and online, happening all the time. And of course, direct business networking. This is a business, so make it your creative purpose to go out and find people. You know, when I got started, I was 2 years after Malcolm, so he had already spoken to everybody in the whole universe that I ever knew. Everybody. And they were either they were either in or out, you know, and they certainly didn't want to hear from me. So whatever your challenge is, as I touched on yesterday, make it your skill. If you're like, don't ever accept an excuse coming out of your mouth, an objection, you know. When you hear something come out of your mouth like this, yeah, but my problem is, no, that's your skill that you're in the process of developing. Because if my problem is that I don't know anybody, well, figure out how to know people, and then you can teach other people how. That can be your gift. You've heard this from me yesterday, and the numbers have actually grown. Average diamond that needs to sponsor between 40 and 50. It's grown since I wrote this. 7.7 billion people, thanks to Google last night. There's people being born you can talk to soon. There's no shortage of people, guys. We've got to change the energy around abundance. If you're thinking you're low on people to talk to, that's really not a fact. That's a perception, right? So please change that perception. Who wants to know how never to be rejected by anybody ever again? Change the narrative around a no. You're sifting and sorting. I love what Coppo said. It's only important, that conversation is only important if you're in danger of giving up. The way that you guarantee your own success, who wants to know how to guarantee their own success? Right? Because I remember when I got started, I'd be like, oh, I hope I can make it. I wonder if I'll make it. How do you guarantee your own success? You go until. You keep asking until. We know there's no shortage of people. Well, if I'm going to do this, then I'm just going to keep talking to people until I find my 50. Then you know you're absolutely dead set going to make it. The only way to fail here is to stop. Okay, so when you come across those 7.7 billion people, what do you say? I'm so short on time, so I'm just going to say very, very briefly, if somebody's, for example, if I'm talking to Lorraine and you know she's got a sore foot from kicking walls in the spare time, kicking Justin. I'd say, Lorraine, how you been? Hey, I hope you don't mind me reaching out to you. I'm so saddened to hear about your sore foot. I thought I'd call you because I think I've got something that can help. I mean, that was literally the line that Bart said to Danny, wasn't it, Danny, wherever he is? And literally that's changed his life and all of ours, many of ours in here. Thousands of people around the world because of, I think I've got something that can help. That's as complex as it needs to be, okay? And then from there you can explain a little bit about a seer. If you're wanting to reach out to people about having business conversations, then you just need to explain a little bit more. For me, this is the way I do it. Hey Anne, how you been? Sorry we haven't spoken for 10 years, it's incredible. Are you still in Adelaide? Funny that, because I've come across something really exciting and I wanted to share it with you. My friend Dan is an entrepreneur, partnered with a medical biotech. They're expanding, they've got this amazing technology. Actually, we're bringing it to Adelaide and we're looking for good people to connect with. Incredible opportunity. We're not looking for funds, we're not looking for investors. We're fully capitalized, growing at an incredible pace. We just need connectivity in the area. Can I talk with you for a little bit longer? Would you be interested in meeting Dan so he can share with you more information? So you just want to go in with a big picture. You know, how do you attract a lion with a big piece of meat? So stop putting out little crumbs. I think I've got a little bit of something that's really tiny that might, please, I'm so sorry. I hope you don't mind, please. Ever so humble. Stop with that. We've got this incredible, massive monster of an opportunity. We've just got to figure out two things, because this is what people are asking in their head. When you're on the phone or texting them or whatever, they just want to know what's in it for me and what's next. So when you're speaking and sharing and transmitting this great vision, make sure that you include these two things. Yes, you're excited about Redox, you're excited about the vision and the opportunity. Make it relevant for them. And that's why in those scripts you heard, we're looking for good people in Adelaide. Oh, it's relevant for me because I'm in Adelaide. I'm looking for visionaries in the health industry. Oh, well, I'm in the health industry. I'm looking for mums that are open to an additional income. Make it relevant to them. What is in it for me? And then what's next? What I'd like to do next, Lorraine, is connect you with Malcolm. What I'd like to do next is plug you into a workshop where you can really find out the detail. I'm so excited to share this with you because I believe that you would be great, Lorraine, because you've got the girls and, you know, that flexibility that I appreciate with my family has been amazing. I just thought I'd reach out to you. The next step I propose is have leading language in your conversation, because you know what, sometimes we throw out all this great information and then we get off the phone and high five ourselves. Yeah, great contact. But you didn't give them instructions on what to do next. People will respond to your confidence and mindset. Your ability to lead in that language is really, really important. And relax. Assume you're already earning a great income. Your 6 figures a month are pretty sweet. Would you have desperation in your voice? Is this a problem if this person doesn't get in? If you're getting the same objection all the time, you're projecting it. Absorb that, okay? Learn to really be accountable to yourself. Like Mal said this morning, if I'm creating this, if I'm in a situation I don't like, I'm somehow responsible. Adopt that kind of attitude, because that is going to help you to bust through it. If it's not your responsibility, then you're a victim. If you own it, you can change it. Oh, everybody's talking to me about the money. Well, nobody talks about the money to Danny. Everybody's talking to me about network marketing. I really don't hardly ever get that. So you've got to kind of assume, what is my role in this objection? How am I bringing that into my world? I've really got to wrap up pretty quickly. So let's just quickly touch on objections, and that'll be it. Reduce objections by establishing your own personal brand of confidence. Know what you've got and know who you need, and also the fact that you don't need everybody. Cover most of your objections in the delivery. Now, I do that by focusing on people and on their goals. If you're getting so much, you know, into the science and send me the validation and send me the this and I want to look at you're talking too much about the product. You're trying to be a doctor, you're trying to be a scientist. Unless you are that, you know, stay away from it. Stop getting too much into the rabbit warren, come back, take a deep breath into the sunshine and answer the two questions. What's in it for me and what's next for that person? Remember, the more you do, the less you're going to be dependent on that one outcome, and that posture is powerful. You stand beside a scientific validation, thousands of testimonies, a corporate team that you've seen yesterday with an incredible reputation, and an experienced leadership team. You are not alone. I'm going to leave my talk right there, but just want to leave this one last thought in your mind. Use the three-way. My talk here is about connecting, but you're not alone in connecting. You've got people that are willing to have conversations on your behalf. It's totally underutilized. Whether it's happening on text or on the phone, every time I do one, I get a phone call from the associate 2 days later or a week later saying, thanks for doing the call with Jenny. Yeah, she got started. Who gets that? When you do a three-way, it's so powerful. Use the experts so you don't have to be one. Okay, thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate your patience, and sorry for the rush.
What a woman! What a woman!
Yeah, amazing.
Who wants to be like Cristina Williams? I want to be more like Cristina Williams. Give her a round of applause. She's fantastic.